Today I'm going to show you my cardboard church diorama. Now, as you know, I have already done some other cardboard projects in the past on my channel, and this is one I would like to share with you. I did this a long time ago, and just like my ninja temple that I made out of cardboard, it's concealed mostly in one piece, and you fold it to put it together. Kind of like origami once again. Let me fold it up and show you what it looks like and where I got the inspiration to do this. First off, the inspiration to do this was that in my youth, I had my own timeline or universe of G.I. Joe characters. But I didn't use their regular roles in the cartoon. I gave them different backstories and stuff like that. I had an organization that was called the Confederation of Knights. And they were knights, and since they were being knights, you know, and I'm being Catholic, I figured they would have to have a church to like worship or pray at. So that's why I built this. Now here's some background of the, if you're interested. If not, you can fast forward to the details about this church. But the Knights of the Confederation, they have a coat of arms. It's a double black anchor on a red banner. And see here, in my timeline, the original Serpentor, which when I was young, I printed them out and pasted them because they're black and white. They look like statues. But Serpentor was supposed to be like the Jesus Christ, I guess you could say, of my collection, because he was like one of the first toys I remember getting. And here you have, I think that's Generation 2 Shockwave. He was a previous king of my universe. And one of the twins here from Cobra, Tomax, or I forget which one, but he was the following king. Now I'll give you some scale reference. This is a 3 3/4 inch Hasbro action figure. This is actually the older Templar Knight from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So he fits appropriately into this diorama. You see, you can sit him here, where he can give his sermons or whatever. There's also, let me give you a balcony look. He can stand up there. And this, for fun, is my Actraiser. Well, it's actually a Thor figure, but I custom painted it to look like the hero of the SNES Game Act Raiser. And his name in that video game is the Creator, or God, I think. That's why I got this music in the background from the video game. It really sounds like a cathedral type of music. Now the details, let me see. Let me start with the back. That is actually a Celtic style cross. I think it's a money clip, but I don't use them, so. The background colors is, well, actually the whole church itself, the color scheme, I gave it a marbling effect. This is a white acrylic paint, just sprayed lightly with black spray paint. And the gold outlining. So this is a combination of two Catholic churches I remember going to. One being my childhood Catholic church, and the other one being a church I actually visited in the Philippines, believe it or not. Now up here is just a circle I cut out with shish kebab skewers to look like a cross. I even see cans of Surge back there. You see that? Like I said before, these are just printout pictures, I think from yojo.com. They're black and white, but they look like statues. Then the balcony. I have windows up and down. This is what the back looks like. There's windows in the front too. This side. But I gave it like a 3/4 kind of profile, or 2/4 actually, 2 sides, the back and the side. That way you can get your poles in there and arrange it the way you want it. But in theory, you're supposed to be 10, that this is totally symmetrical. Also, like you saw in the beginning, this is, those 2 walls fold down underneath this and flip over completely. And they're all attached. Everything's attached to each other. The balcony goes into that wall. This goes into this wall, following that. And this plugs into the back wall. So it all holds it with no glue or nothing. Now the other theme I have here is, you can see that there's a 2-inch bottom here that is not accounted for. Well, the thing is, this is underneath is like a mausoleum. I'm really going with like the whole Vatican City thing here, I guess. But there's a mausoleum underneath the floor of this church where former knights of my universe are laid to rest. So let's go take a look and see what I'm talking about here. First, let me start with the top mausoleum part I forgot to mention. Right here under the pulpit is a resting area, and it's one of the former kings that I had of this Confederation of Knights. See that? And this all folds into place. Let me take him out. I'll show him, and then we'll see the other ones. Wow. It's been a long time since I looked at this guy thoroughly. Jeez, look at that. This is a Generation 2 Duke, I believe, but look at all the stuff I did back then. A gauntlet, like with a nail in it, bottle cap shield. Wow, that's crazy. Oops. I think the colors mean different things too, but it's been so long I forgot. Like, there's a reason why he has that green arm. Alright. So you can see how this stuff unfolds, actually while I'm at it. There's the side. Now the floor opens up, and here is all of the grave sites here. They're, once again, it's supposed to look like marble, and they're encased tombs, and they each have a little tab of tape. But I'll untape them all and shoot and lay out all the figures and just briefly go over them. If you're not interested in that part, you don't have to watch this video any longer if you don't want to, because you've seen the diorama itself. And if you're inspired to make one yourself, I really hope this video gives you some inspiration and some techniques. I didn't really go over exactly how I built it, but I think you can see all the notches and how I hold together with tape. It's pretty basic, but you just have to have that momentum and that want to do it. So, oh, there's also, I forgot to mention, there's a really cool picture I saw online, or a couple pictures of somebody who did make a Serpentor like tomb diorama. Now, I didn't see that until after I built this, but I was glad to see somebody else did something similar. So, okay, so without further ado, I'll show you the figures. Okay, here they all are out, and let me show you real quick this part. So each tomb is completely concealed itself by another, it's separated by another piece of cardboard in there. Alright, this one is, I don't know how many generations there were of Tiger Rats, but he was one of my favorites when I was young, and, well, he wears a bandana like I do, and he's small, so I kind of always liked him or related to him, because his name is Tunnel Rat, and that means he's like a small dude that can go through the jungle and stuff. So that's cool. This is, I believe, a headhunter trooper or something from the drug enforcement time period, but he was a champion of the second tournament. I had like a Mortal Kombat like tournament I used to do, and I remember him being the second champion. This is, I think his name is either Blizzard or Avalanche, but when I first bought him, I remember using him as a Power Ranger in my universe, then I used him as Vega because I think he had a snow mask that went over and it looked so cool. He really looked like Vega. This is actually a pretty late figure. This is Snake Eyes, the ninja. And in my universe, he was actually one of the Batman characters. He actually he was Batman for me for a while. This is Balrog from Street Fighter 2. And back then, I used to put little pieces of like, what's that, crayon to give him some height, because this figure was so small. But wow, his head is so loose. I used him a lot. Still got one of his boxing gloves. This is another ninja, Tiger Claw. He was I remember he stood in pretty good in my collection. I remember him getting this shield for killing one of the bad rivals of my universe back in the day. This is a Johnny Cage Mortal Kombat figure. Now this was my favorite figure because he was a good size. I think this is Road Pig's body mold, and I don't even want to touch this thing. It's so delicate. Look how much stuff is going on here. Once again, those colors mean something. Like every time he had a victory. And this is Blanca from Street Fighter 2, once again. Now this is cool, look, he lost his hair, but he had another name. I used to call him, like, I think it was Optane. So I give all these people different personalities than their regular Joe names. But UFK, that's what I used to call the tournament. Ultimate Fighting Combat. And these marks on the arm, I think that meant every time he, like, killed somebody, he didn't win. But I was very involved with this whole universe, and so it was really fun. Thanks for watching this video. It was fun sharing those memories with you. If there's anybody else out there like that use different G.I. Joes for different reasons or different scenarios, just let me know in the comments, because it's pretty fun. Alright, so I'm out of gas right now. I don't know what else to say. Build one of these yourself if you so choose to, and have a good night.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.